What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemoth, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. If I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Zeke Mercer, one half of the Tag Team Champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
for a yard, for a foot, for an inch. Yeah, I fight for you all. Is the truth and I'm in. Yeah, I fight for every breath that I
What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemian, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about where
parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
just wait. Wait for the perfect time then attack. Don't
the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 787. Tuesdays, we've been talking about professionalized wrestling, coming to you live from Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we got a heck of a show and a full house for you. Digitally, of course, and we're truly international. We'll get to that in just a moment. First of all, he is the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavor letter from the WWE, and also right around the corner from a Doctor Who restaurant called the Pandorica. There's your Beacon fun fact of the week. Mad Mike was with us.
Yeah, I'm here, Sorg. Oh boy, what a week we have in store for us.
Yes, we do.
What a week.
What a week. And by the way, the newly post or COVID makeup remarried, I can never remember how to say this. So we went to a wedding on Friday night. Wedding celebration of Mad Mike and Lisa. Now I have to do it that way. Up in Beacon, New York, where the Mayhemmers got together. If you want a full-on wrestling fan style review of his wedding and how we think it could have been booked better, you go check that out on Monday Mayhem Warriors in your feeds if you're on the podcast.
Mainstream Meltzer gave it 4.5 stars.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So, I mean,
yes,
he did. 5 if it was in the Tokyo Dome.
It's the Riz is with us. The Riz plays
here.
games. Yeah. The only thing that would have been better if it was a Tokyo Dome wedding.
100%.
At 3 in the morning, streaming to us in the States.
But yes, have I been on this show for a while?
I don't know, because you've been on the other show a lot.
Awesome Cast more times this year.
You have been,
because I have been on this.
Because you play video games, and that kind of fits that really good.
Oh,
so,
yeah, you can just,
there it
right
is.
there.
There's the logo. There's the
game.
apparently controversial logo, because I know you and Chachi are having a war over logos. I don't know where this came from. So I don't know if you need to learn what trademarks mean or what.
That's why I have my lawyers for, Sorg.
Your lawyers? Do we need to like have a mediation between you two with the gavel David Lawless presiding, perhaps? We know plenty of lawyers in wrestling, by the way.
We can. Scary.
We have a lot of options. So
that's
yeah,
scary and good for us.
Hey, it worked out for G-Raver, right? But and also a very special guest, and somebody who is has some history in the Pittsburgh wrestling scene, but is coming to us by way of Toronto. That's in Canada, folks. Anthony Kingdom James joining us tonight. How you doing, Kingdom?
Hey, everybody. I am doing pretty damn well. And yes, Toronto is in Canada. That's America's hat.
Yes.
It's who we look up to.
Though really, I would like to say, as much as you people like to call Canada America's hat, the truth is that America is Canada's pants.
Yeah.
And you know it's our you're our pants because Florida is America's wang, hanging out the leg of the shorts.
I love, and we have a friend in Florida right now, so I'm going to send him this clip.
True.
I just like to think of Canada as the people we always look up to.
Well, that's accurate.
Yeah,
that's
geographically and morally.
The calmer America. Anyways, but you got a lot of stuff to talk about. You got a great Kickstarter and stuff going on here. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But in the meantime, please, everybody, check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, and you can email us at that email address.
Good times.
Good.
About nobody.
Wow, that was low key. Did we lose Mike?
Sorry,
nobody.
No, my sister just texted me something about my mom. Good times.
Good times.
That's weird because your sister just texted me too. I doubt she sent you the same photo.
Oh, jeez. Anyways.
Off to a flying start.
412-206-WMS0 at Mayhem Show on the Twitter, Wrestling Mayhem Show on the Facebook page and group, and of course we're live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook, YouTube, Sorgatron Media, Twitch, and the IndyWrestling.us YouTube and Twitch. So wherever you may be checking us out, Riz is already dropping the Kali emoticons, great Kali emoticons over there on one of the Twitch pages.
Which you can get when you subscribe to Riz Plays Games.
Which you can subscribe to Riz Plays voice games. There you go. You got to do your plugs, of course. And also, you can subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast. Also, Wrestling Mayhem show super feed for all the Mayhem shows.
Oh,
And
it is my 14th anniversary on the 14th month anniversary on the IndyWrestling.us Twitch page.
well, there you go.
There we go.
Congratulations, apparently. And what else I was plugging? That's enough. Just subscribe. Please rate, review. Thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Our friends at the $1 fan of the show level. Excuse me. Bo Diggity. Woo! Spooky woos, as well as Ed Burke, Team Hammerfist, our buddies down in Florida, and of course at the pop in America's Wang. Apparently, they're gonna love it when they hear this. At the Poppy Club level, Dave Potter, OccupyProWrestling.com, and Bobby F. J. Town, and at the Pete's Club level, Doc Remedy, Cal Turner, and the Riz. Hey, that's you. And at the manager level, still Bradley. Don't call me Butts Brothers. Heel,
Butts.
Brad. Heel, don't call me Butts Bradley.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what I need to do.
We won't call you Butts, but we'll show you Butts.
Oh no,
Yes.
I'll call him Butts.
There's still a Bradley.
Also,
Good.
I'm struggling with this analogy. I don't think Florida is America's Wang.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Yeah, no, Wangs are useful. I'm thinking vestigial tail,
No, that's
appendix,
that's-
maybe.
Vestigial tail is Baja California.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm
Yeah.
with him. He's right. He's right.
Okay.
He has
Okay.
a point.
So, speaking of locations and geographics, there's a pay-per-view this week. We should probably be a wrestling podcast and preview that pay-per-view of sorts. And this is also where you tell me what I've missed, because I have definitely settled into this experiment. Like I would usually, like Ring of Honor, I always talk about. I love Ring of Honor. I don't catch up on their weekly show week to week. It's hard for me to kind of fit that in. But if there's a pay-per-view or a live show in Pittsburgh, I got a ticket. I'm picking it up, or Honor Club, or whatever the case may be, and I'm never disappointed. Now, WWE, we've talked about how we've been waning on the main programming sometimes. I mean, it's on in the studio while I'm just working on indie wrestling work, to be quite honest, or watching AEW Elevation. So this is my second show in this experiment of barely paying attention to the WWE product and just checking in for the pay-per-view where the best of the stuff should be happening, not a half an hour match between some great competitors that ends in a DQ for a championship that doesn't matter in the long run. So this is going to be part of that, and extra special because it's a Tuesday afternoon for us here on the East Coast, 9 a.m. if you're on the West Coast.
Thursday.
What'd I say?
Thursday.
You said
Today is
Today's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
What did I say today? Tuesday. I said
Yeah, you said
said
Tuesday. The
Tuesday.
pay-per-view is on Thursday.
yeah, the T days,
Everything meshes together.
everything,
nowadays.
especially these days. Trust me. So what are we looking forward to? Obviously, the Goldberg match.
No.
Mm-mm.
Nope, that's a hard pass.
Your sarcasm is misplaced here, sir. Looking forward to a Goldberg match. You know what? This is the best you can say about this being a Goldberg match at this point is that Bobby Lashley can literally and figuratively carry him.
Yes.
Lashley can pick him up by the trunks and march him around the ring as need be. So, I put all of this match's success on how Lashley feels on Thursday afternoon.
What kind of crap he wants to deal with?
Yeah, well, I mean, he could if I would expect that he wants to have a good match,
Mm-hmm.
and that he has seen the last few Goldberg extravaganzas, and that he's just gonna he could take a Sharpie and write the word Samsonite across Goldberg's chest because he's gonna carry him like luggage.
I just hope Goldberg doesn't concuss himself again and injure Lashley.
No.
That's all I'm hoping for.
I think the kid in the back in the hallway is instructed to knock on the door, say Goldberg's name, and then open the door so that there's no headbutting of the door anymore.
Oh, but see, he didn't headbutt the door. He used to headbutt the wall.
Yeah.
But
he's not a smart man.
No.
But he knows what spare is.
But I think the time that he messed himself up, he actually did headbutt the door. I remember like actually seeing the door shake and then him coming through already bleeding like a 1997 Sandman match.
What a fucking idiot.
Well, that'll be there. We do
That's
it
there.
That's there.
That's
the only
good thing to put on there, Sorg.
As I've said before, the only thing I am hoping out of this Goldberg match is that it's short, no one gets injured, and Goldberg wins so that Big E can have his dream match, and then Goldberg can go away forever.
Well,
Why are we having Goldberg have more matches?
Well, because somebody paid for it.
Because Big E wants his match with Goldberg.
Oh yeah.
Big E has been harping that he wants his match with Goldberg for years now.
Oh,
if we're not going to give Lashley his match with Lesnar, we can give Big E his match with Goldberg.
That's right. This was the man meat.
Big meaty men slapping.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
Big meaty man rotisserie that we talked about several weeks ago. So I mean, it's. I mean, this is your first one. This is your first Crown Jewel. This is the first Saudi show since COVID. So yeah, it's been like a year and a half because I think we had one right before COVID, right?
Early 2020.
Early 2020, like between Rumble and whatever.
Wasn't that the flight home from hell?
No, that wasn't.
No.
Okay, that was
because that one took place around October, November, because it was right before Survivor Series.
Right. And I love this. The story came up with Adam Cole talk. I think it was on Renee's podcast, and it was talking about how crazy that was, where they flew him out there, and he's putting on his gear and still figuring out what he's doing. And they run into the building when like Brock and Paul are doing the first segment of the show and everything. So, but and also I'm trying to figure out, this is Thursday afternoon, local time, and they got SmackDown at 8 o'clock the next night. I'm sure nothing will go wrong getting people halfway around the world for a new show.
Of course not.
So
they'll probably not even have them on the show though.
They'll have
they'll have
minimum.
Roman.
Yeah, they'll have the bare minimum what they need. They'll fly on the private jet, right? You'll probably have some extended matches between like as little roster as possible, so they don't have to get too many people back, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're not gonna. I don't know who's on the lower end on. I don't even know because of the draft and everything, right? And that's the first night of the draft kicking in too, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
So they could do something with that. I don't see Kevin Owens on the show. Maybe he'll run half of that.
Kevin Owens is on Raw.
Oh, then never mind. So, but anyway, so we have that. We got and the other one that usually gets dusted off for the desert shows is Brock Lesnar and Roman, which actually should be pretty good.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Most of the matches are gonna be good.
Like this is the strongest Crown Jewel lineup that I recall out of any of these. So I'm actually like interested and excited for, as far as WWE shows go, what this is going to turn out to.
Like, one match I hope is good. Is let's call it the Queen of the Ring. I'm not going to call it the Queen's Crown, but the final
it's Queen of the Ring, yes.
Of Zelina Vega and Doudrop.
Wow, that's where we landed on that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Sork, we talked about this last night.
Yeah, last night was a fever dream for me. Come on. We talked about Doudrop a lot, but I didn't really.
I was going to call her Piper Niven, but Piper Niven is good.
Mm-hmm.
Zelina Vega is good. Give this match time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give it 2 minutes. Give it time.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be disappointed.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be disappointed.
Because because I think the scenario that I came up with last night is going to come to pass.
Is this I believe Tina's staying in the yeah, she's staying in the chat here. Tina in Seattle saying the whole tournament's going to be flushed down the toilet with Charlotte running against both finalists.
Oh God.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Could be
you know what? I hate you for saying that out loud because
It's gonna happen.
feels possible.
But here's the thing: if Charlotte runs down, they can have someone come out and say that, okay, you want to interrupt the finals? Guess what? Not only is this for the Queen's Crown, it is also for the Raw Women's Championship. And then Charlotte doesn't have to lose.
Then what's the?
We get Queen drop.
You know, the problem is I'm not even excited about good things in the WWE.
Yeah. Like
I mean-
I should be on the. We should be up the wall for this Xavier Woods moment.
Oh yeah, Xavier Woods, Finn Balor, and for the King of the Ring finals.
I still don't know he's getting it.
Probably not.
I still don't know he's getting
We can hope. We can hope. I mean, but either way, that's going to be a great match.
Hope in one hand and poop in the other.
Because
Yeah,
I mean,
which piles up first?
like, it is very classic WWE for them to put Finn Balor in a big match that he ultimately loses.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also very classic WWE for them to see the most obvious thing in the world and not do it.
So you're talking about, so what happens when you have a match with two guys that are classically getting screwed by the WWE booking? So now, how do we find out how WWE ends up screwing both of them?
Happy Corbin.
Happy Corbin.
Happy Corbin and Madcap Jester Moss. That's how.
Oh God, I'm glad I'm not watching SmackDown lately.
I love to
Please tell me
swear
that.
on this show because I really need to swear.
Yes,
Oh,
we have
yeah,
we have a parental
absolutely.
advisor at
Oh,
the beginning.
For fuck's sake.
Thank you.
By the
Just
way,
let it out.
Hey, Mike,
This is
Just
cathartic.
did you know that they're hinting at something between Happy Corbin and Pat McAfee?
What? Why?
No.
Why? No.
It's gonna happen.
No.
For the love of
No.
Jesus, please.
So, let's see. We're talking just checking in. We got a weather report for Saudi Arabia. Yes, the whole country apparently. Saudi weather is a high of 92 and sunny for that showtime on Thursday. Let's see. Somebody just face planted on NXT. It seems from a dive, which is on live now.
Was
by
it
the
Red
way.
Velvet?
I don't know. No, that's AEW.
I just thought she was talented enough to faceplant on 2 shows.
Red Velvet's fine, a fine individual and great wrestler.
I hope she's
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
I saw that bump. I hope she's okay.
Yes. Anyways, and yeah, that's all I got here. But anyways, jeez. What else?
I just want to throw something in. Pat McAfee is like the reincarnation of Art Donovan to me.
Okay.
I just keep expecting Pat McAfee to ask during every match, how much does that guy weigh?
He has before.
He has?
Yeah, once or twice.
Oh,
But then
That's
nobody
not
can
fair.
be.
The other fellow only weighs half as much. He just gives off the Art. He gives off an Art
Oh.
Donovan vibe for me.
I'm glad somebody else brings up Art O'Dono in this conversation.
Wow.
Sorry.
That's fine. No.
I'm here for 30-year-old wrestling references.
That's actually I think our demographic.
Pretty much it.
So we
Good.
got Edge and Seth happening, which will of course carry over because they're both going to Raw
Hell in a Cell.
afterwards. Wait, are they going?
It's Hell in a Cell.
It's a Hell in a Cell match, yeah.
Oh wait, it is a Hell in a Cell match at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, it's a heck in a sec.
Whoa, heck in a sec. Yeah, I don't think I can say the other thing down there.
No.
Wait, are we really going to cover this up? Is that what's happening? It's not going to be on screen. It's going to be big scary red cage time.
Oh
Yeah,
what?
it's big scary. What are you talking about?
What?
Covering up what?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can they? I don't know. They got weird rules. Maybe they can't reference hell.
Sorg, they had the Fiend there.
That is true. That is true. If anything was going to cross the religious line in Saudi Arabia, it was probably going to be Bray Wyatt, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're not selling merch with some weird depiction of Muhammad on it.
No.
I think they can get away with hell.
Now, are we selling Muhammad Hassan merch?
Oh God. I didn't mean to pitch underhanded on that one.
I don't think Muhammad Hassan was around long enough to get merch.
No, I don't think so. And plus, no. We don't need to recap that one at all. So we got that. We got let's see. We talked about Brock and Reigns. I think that'll be good either way. I mean, it's like because it always felt like Crown Jewel was this weird tweener show where nothing mattered because it's like the special show we do out there. But it does like
it's like an England pay-per-view.
Yeah, like an England pay-per-view.
It's like a UK exclusive payper.
It's rebellion.
Yeah, it's insurrection.
Oh
nope,
like
not gonna use that anymore.
This is the Coliseum videotapes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. It is.
It's the wrestling classic. Yeah, it counts, but not really. It's like a Star Trek cartoon. Sure,
it counts.
It's canon.
It counts, but you won't see it in highlight videos.
No.
Yeah.
Right. So. They'll be interesting to see. I did Thursday. I'm taking my day off this week, so I'm going to watch it live. So that was Drew and Big E. I want to see how Big E's doing, and of course the ladies should tear it up pretty good too. Between Charlotte's not on the card, is she officially?
Charlotte is not on the card,
but that doesn't mean she won't get involved.
And we also have Mansoor getting his yearly win over Mustafa Ali.
Oh, good.
That's good. That's going to be a good match.
You know what? It's going to be a good match, and at least there's a story this time.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Good.
No, I don't know what Mansoor did to, win the Rumble and then, do all this stuff, but good for him.
He's the only local guy they ever put over when they go to his hometown,
Yep.
And you know what? Just because you said that, Ali's gonna win.
Whatever.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not mad at it either way. I'm sure it'll be a fine match. But like I say, I mean, RK Bro versus AJ and Omos, and
I wish they
it's a whole card of stuff that'll be solid, and yet not. It's not a must see. If I wake up, if I sleep through it, if I take an afternoon nap and I missed it,
yeah, that's
it's something we'd see on a Monday.
It does feel like it. And I bet you'll see half of these matches on Monday, anyways, or next Friday.
And by the way, if you're wondering why there's no SmackDown tag team title match. Well, people with criminal records can't make the trip.
People with criminal records can't make the trip.
The Usos.
So,
DUI.
No, you don't have to circle them with a big red marker. I was gonna.
I mean, I think you do. Don't expect to see Jeff Hardy either.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. So who else does that apply to? There's probably a few people, including some producers and agents.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be, like I said, officially noon on Thursday, or whenever you decide to hit play and throw it on the background while you're doing whatever else.
Yeah.
So it's a weird middle week because we have no Dynamite on Wednesday night, so everybody figures out what they're going to do on Wednesday nights without it again. Yeah. Well, if you're trying to fill your Wednesday night with some wrestling, you can go check it out over at IndyWrestling.us. IndyWrestling.us network, and of course the new YouTube membership just posted is the latest show from Renegade Wrestling Alliance from this past weekend, Bloody Harvest, including a great main event with J-Rock Daddy, Daniel Eads, and Impact Wrestling's Violence by Design member Cody Deaner in the main event there. Really fun show, and this show has a costume this is the early show that always has a costume contest.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the majority of the crowd was in the ring with costumes on at this one. Riz, you were there in person for this show, and
about 1/3 of the crowd was in the ring.
And it's always a win when Riz goes to RWA and and somebody's mother doesn't get power driven in the middle of the ring.
Oh my God. How far behind am I on RWA stuff?
That was Riz's first experience.
Time out.
Yes.
It wasn't in the middle of the ring.
It wasn't? What?
If I remember correctly, it was outside.
Oh no. Oh no.
Like parking lot outside?
No, like outside the ring.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was.
Are they still? Is RWA still running? Where are they running now?
West Newton Gymnasium. Whatever.
The West Newton. Yeah. Well, they ran a couple of times in Uniontown many moons.
Yeah, they did
ago,
like the hot spots. Well, Cal U, they did a couple big shows there.
Yeah.
Had the Shane Douglas and the Hurricane there. They did this other Hot Shots arena, I think, this hockey arena or something, years ago. But
I mean, it would be personally devastating if I told you how long it's been since I've been in the West Newton gym, and the fact that it is still there and still wrestling is still running there. It's just
exactly as you remember it, but aged how many years it's been.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's.
This is to say that we love RWA.
It's the wrestling venue of Dorian Gray, I'm sure.
It kind of is. But again, as we talk about one of the greatest crowds in the area, a rabid fan base fills that place. They do 200 to 300 fans, and I don't think they can do any more in that building at this point. I mean, it's hot in the winter. It gets so full, but no, another great show. The Rev Ron Hunt a part of that as well. And by the way, update, because we heard Super Hentai lost his name.
What?
Lost his name, the rights to his name in a match against Gory, okay? And we found out then at Prospect Pro Wrestling that the day after the Lebanon Dawn, Joey Moses bought his name, so he can't even get it back. So, yes, we have a Chuck Taylor situation.
I was going to say, this is Chuck Taylor all over again.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He Malcolm Bivens them. So he debuted his new name Saturday night, and it is HL Supreme. HL Supreme. I'll tell you guys off air what HL stands for, presumably. I've not confirmed this with the man. So there you go.
I believe I have a text message I need to send. HL Supreme.
That's right. That's right. And Kingdom, you know hentai from your heyday here in Pittsburgh, right?
Yes.
I mean, you're very familiar with this with the history of this man. So
yeah. I love this guy. Love this guy a lot. Does the H stand for helicopter? Anyways. Whoops.
Close.
I think that I think it's cool. At a certain point, everybody needs to freshen things up for themselves, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to tear the entire structure down and rebuild from scratch if that's what you're feeling.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure he can't hold his ring name Super Hentai on any social media platform in existence. Well, except for one that you don't want to be on.
I can think of a couple.
Yeah, I can think of a couple, but not one that you usually are talking with wrestling fans.
Reddit.
Okay, Reddit, sure. But you'd be big over there. So understandable. The rebranding is in effect. After 20 years in a business, he's rebranding. Yeah. But no, interesting to see how this goes. and I don't know, maybe we'll have new
So now,
merch.
do you have to change all of the names? Like, you have to change Super Hentai and all of the names on IndyWrestling.us, or
No, we're not doing that. We
Okay,
we
good.
just start at the point, and I mean, if it gets on TV, I'll have to go back and say AKA and
Just
everything.
do
but
Control Find
Control Find
and replace it with Tafcash.
There you
the
go.
artist formerly known as Super Hentai.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There you go. Oh boy. Kingdom, you got some stuff going on. You got a Kickstarter going on. You were like every time I check in on you, you have like 12 different projects. You're man over after my own heart as far as that goes.
Yeah, it'd be good if I could focus on just one.
Well, first let's touch on it real quick, just because I mean this is your first time. I don't think we've never had you on this show, right? You've been on the fight. You've been with us on Fight Underground, but not this. Yeah. But so just for a quick primer, can you tell us about your wrestling history? The elevator pitch and that link before we mentioned before to Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah, my link to Pittsburgh actually comes through comic books. I was at Loose Ends like 1996 and my best friend is a cat in Pittsburgh named Lee Moder, comic book artist. And we were working on some stuff at the time, and he said, "Look, why don't you come down here for a while?" And yeah, right around Labor Day of '96, I think, moved to Pittsburgh, stayed for 8 months, and after a couple of weeks, I said, fuck, I gotta wrestle. And Lee and I went to a WWF house show. At the Igloo, and during intermission, I said, I don't know any of the wrestling in this town, but I know how to find it. And standing on the floor during intermission with all the house lights up, I looked around, and I found the one kid who had a handful of dirt sheets. And introduced myself to who turned out to be Nino Matty. If your Pittsburgh wrestling vernacular, your knowledge of Pittsburgh wrestling goes back that far, and he introduced me to Jim Miller, the promoter from PWX.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to him. Couple days later, worked out in the ring.
And this was the late '90s. This was the heyday of PWX when they were on.
This was 1996.
They were on TV between locally, I think ECW and Shotgun Saturday Night. So it was the independent promotion in the late '90s.
Yeah, worked there for 8 months. Came back to Toronto, and a couple of years later, decided, you know what, I'm going to do it again. And in spring of '99, moved back to Pittsburgh for a year and a half. And after I came back the second time, I kept coming down a couple of times a month doing commentary for IWC for Norm Connors at the time. And did that for about 3 years. That was, I think I stopped making regular trips down in December of 2005. That's how long ago it was. But worked for a bunch of the indies around town. I think maybe I did 1 or 2 matches for Steel City before Norm took over IWC, and then years there doing commentary. The commentary team was me, Jeff Gorman, and Joe Dombrowski, who, congratulations on getting MLW, Joe.
Yes.
And then, Pittsburgh has been like a second home to me. So not as often as I would like, but when I get the opportunity to come down, I still do.
We got from the chat room. Tina spent some good time around the Cincinnati area, and she thinks she briefly remembers you making some stops in Ohio. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. when I was first in Pittsburgh in 96, 97, I was traveling to Ohio. I was traveling to Cleveland mostly for Cleveland All Pro and for CWA. Jesus.
What was CWA? That was Cincinnati?
GMO, and that's Cleveland. That's
okay.
GMO and Psycho Mike. Fucking yikes! And then
it wasn't just you tell me it's not just a clever nickname you're saying.
No, fucking idiots. I got hooked up with Les Thatcher in Cincinnati. And started making trips. Even when I was living back here in Toronto, I was making trips for Les Thatcher and the Heartland Wrestling Association. And I did that from probably 97, 98, 99. I think my last HWA show was actually in Pittsburgh, like a sold show in 2000. Yeah, so Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, a little bit of New Jersey, a little bit of New York, once or twice in West Virginia, a show or two in Kentucky, a really ridiculous trip to Kansas. There's a when I was traveling a lot, living in the States and traveling a lot, it was great times and great people. And then came back here to Toronto, and then started doing more commentary. I was ring announcing for XPW when they came to the East Coast.
Nice.
I ran some shows in Erie, Pennsylvania, which is silly for a couple of reasons. Did some stuff, wrestled some more in Buffalo, and then started concentrating, probably about 2007, started concentrating on things here at home, running some shows and wrestling for Ethan Page's Alpha One, for Smash Wrestling, a few different groups up here. Super Kicked, spent a year, the first year of Super Kicked. And yeah, but I mean, Pittsburgh for me, when I get a chance to come down, I do, because I still love the town, and I still have a lot of friends down there. Yeah, I've very fond memories of Pittsburgh. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, good to see that it's carrying through up there. That's a lot of that's a good Rolodex of companies you've been with even up there too that I've heard a good bit about. So
yeah. I've been fortunate to make my way around. I think Les Thatcher described me years ago as a good promo and a leg drop, and he can bump. So I've been able to take these meager talents and go around the Midwest and Northeast US, and went to Dombrowski, and I went to England.
You're part of the 1PW trip, right?
I became booker at 1PW.
Oh wow.
So I often reference, much to the chagrin of the local talent up here, I am the old man who tells stories and is like, well, when we were in 1PW, which is like, these stories are only 15 years old now.
Is this like how, because I remember for the longest time, and I think it was even a subsection on his website, Joe Dombrowski would go, when he's like, something ridiculous is happening in front of him, I would say, what has happened to my life? I used to go to England, and this is where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Well, for me, England and Spain, and there are still a group of us, me, Dombrowski, Steve Carino, Rick Peters, who's a Dutch producer and promoter, occasionally Corey Graves. I just spoke to, here, I'm just dropping names.
Look at that. Let me pick those up for you.
I spoke to hell's his name in WWE now? Maverick.
Oh, Spud.
Yeah, but what's the character's what's his gimmick first name?
Drake Maverick.
Drake Maverick.
Drake Maverick. Why couldn't I remember Drake? Just spoke to him a couple of days ago. That we still, but me, Dombrowski, Carino, and Peters still at least once a year we have this chain of text messages where we just say, man, if the fucking promoter had just listened to us, we'd still be running today. Because 1PW was something very, very special.
Yes.
Very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was a shooting star. It burnt bright and hot and then just fizzled in the atmosphere.
It was wild because I've seen a lot of those a lot of those interviews are being pulled for the projects I've been doing for Dombrowski, like the Samoa Joe missing matches and things like that. And, I think there was a little bit on I don't know. I've done so many best ofs and crap for him. It was like this was what the late 2000s. Was that correct?
It was October 1st, 2005 was the first show. We did October, then we were back all through 2006, 2007, and then it started. The promotion started changing hands.
Yeah,
and started hitting the rocks in 2007.
It had like everybody that we were watching in Impact, like Daniels, Joe, AJ were there. Graves, Sterling was there. When he was still pretty much on the come up on the Indies, and just like every name you could think of, at the time. You named half of them already, I think. But
do you want my classic how Corey Graves got to England story?
Sure.
I've told this about 1 million times. When we were getting ready for the first show, we had Abyss booked, and they were trying to book Sinister Minister Jim Mitchell to come and manage him, because that's what was going on in Impact at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But Mitchell had a day job, and it would have meant taking time off work to fly over there and blah blah blah. And I guess the price that he asked was too high for the promoter, and the promoter said to me, I don't know what we're going to do. And I said, I've got a guy who can talk. He can work his ass off. He is incredibly charismatic. I promise you, if you bring this kid over and make him Abyss's mouthpiece, he's going to get over so huge that within 2 years, he will be your 1PW champion. And I was absolutely wrong, because it only took 1 year. And I convinced him to bring over Corey Graves, and a year later, he was 1PW champion. So
that's great.
When I moved to Pittsburgh the second time in late spring of '99, he was 15 years old, and he was training, and a caravan of us, a bunch of cars, drove to West Virginia for his first match, because he only had to be 16 to wrestle in West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never looked at anybody in their first match and said, this kid's gonna do something. He's gonna be something. And I've never been prouder of being right about something. Mm-hmm. He was fantastic, and unfortunately, his in-ring came to an end early. And but I remember him telling me he said to them, "I'm not done yet," and he's not.
And there's a look. If you're on video with us, that's a look at what.
Look at that.
That's Sterling James Keenan sometime in the 2000s before he cut the hair. It's about when I was introduced to him, and he is the guy. My classic compliment of Sterling James Keenan, and that would be probably about this era that I'm about to pick up. I don't remember any other time where somebody came through the curtain and I just felt dirty for seeing him doing an entrance. You know, just like he just like the hustler. You know, I was like, this guy just seems so greasy, and and just this persona and everything, and it's just like the entire room got filthy. You know, so
when I was running wrestlers union shows, my promotion is called Union of Independent Professional Wrestlers.
Right.
They say the union or wrestlers union. When I started running here in Toronto in 2007, I was bringing him up, and I put him together with a couple of people in a stable, and I called the stable BDSM, Blood, Death, Sex, Magic, because I thought this is just filthy enough to work.
That is geez, what was the one? I think it was Shima, now Walking Wild, and I think it was him and Jimmy DeMarco. Maybe Chest Flexor was a part of it in Cleveland, early AIW, and I think they called themselves Psychosexual Panic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, he was, and also classically first guy that wanted to do the show, that asked us about coming on the show. So he always lands that landmark for us. So, as you know, just some wrestling fans bugging everybody at the merch tables.
Yeah.
Please do my podcast. What the hell's a podcast in 2006? So, oh, that's great. So what are you working on now? You know, you got some stuff to plug here. You know, what's happening with you these days?
I'm working on a new comic book, and I've been writing comics on and off for a few years now. And that was actually the last time I was in Pittsburgh was, at a Wizard World Pittsburgh convention.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
Yeah, that
hey man, if you wanted zero line,
it was a 3-day show, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On Friday, I thought, what the fuck am I doing here? On Saturday, I abandoned my Artist Alley table to move into my publisher's booth. And on Sunday, I only went to the show to pack up and leave. And Lee Motor and I went for sushi, and then I went to the airport. It was like I abandoned the show on the third day. Why did I do this?
They had like Shane Douglas and another ECW guy. I can't remember. It wasn't Sandman, but right? Like I remember Joe was like
Shane
their handler or something.
Show.
What's that?
No. I would have had somebody to talk to if Shane were at that show.
Yeah, it might have been the second one then. Maybe the one you didn't get to. You're probably the first one.
But right now I'm working on a new comic called Chance for Survival. It's about a female sheriff trying to keep law and order in a small walled city that exists in the ruins of the world after a monster apocalypse. So you've got, tractor trailer sized kaiju that have devastated the earth, and the remnants of humanity have started to gather back together to try and rebuild. And there's one of these little towns is north of what used to be Edmonton, Alberta. And our main character, her name is Chance Beckett, and she is the sheriff of this little town. And it's her story of trying to keep law and order. Yeah, there you go. Trying to keep law and order between the inhabitants and trying to protect the town from the remnants of the monster hordes that still roam the vast countryside.
So a classic Old West story. I get it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a little bit of Rio Bravo and a little bit of Quick and the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of Hang 'em High. Little bits and pieces from all my favorite westerns over the years. The Unforgiven and the Spaghetti Western trilogy. The Man with No Name trilogy, stuff like that. And then mixed in with things like Dallas, because I want. That was such a good show, kids. It's on Amazon Prime in the States. I love I love the drama of, you know, fighting for every inch of land, you know, trying to backstab each other to steal another patch of possible oil land. And you know, something like Starship Troopers or Aliens, where there are these monsters who just seemingly mindlessly are out to murder you. So all thrown into one pot, and hopefully with, you know, a kick-ass female lead character, and you know, let's see what we can do with it. So yeah, Chance for Survival. It's I'm starting a Kickstarter on. It's launching next Tuesday, the 26th. The goal is $10,000 Canadian, which is about I think it's about 7,500 US.
Okay.
20 or 25%, somewhere in there. So it's like somewhere between 75 and 7,800 US.
I've never done an international Kickstarter, so I'm really curious to see how this translates when
if you go on Kickstarter has an incredible feature where if you go on Kickstarter and you're signed in, it will translate the goal into your local currency. So whenever whenever I look at a Kickstarter, like a perfect example is Michael Kingston, who does the Headlocked comic book, and he's currently funding a new version, a new volume of that book, and it's all wrestling stories, and it's all stuff that he's co-written with, you know, people like AJ Styles and Effie, and he just met his goal earlier tonight, and he still got 3 weeks of funding going. So when I see his campaign, it doesn't come up as 14,500. It comes up as like 17,900 Canadian, right?
Yeah.
So Kickstarter does some of that for you.
Good. Good. It's like when you subscribe to New Japan here in the States, or even there, and you're like, you look at your PayPal account and you're just like, okay, how much was it this month? Because the exchange rate keeps going, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's 9.99 yen, but you don't know what it ends up being like 7 something half the time, I think. So yeah, so that kind of thing. So that's good. And good to hear that he met his goal. Kingston's a old friend of the show. We have several of his books floating around the studio here. So
it's going to launch Tuesday evening. I am hoping that we can meet the goal early and then get the stretch goals. But there's going to be 4 different covers for the book.
Nice.
Standard cover by my new artist, Eric Tomeo, and then Andy Belanger, who wrestles in Quebec as Bob the Animal Anger. He's doing a cover. He was working on it tonight. We were exchanging texts. Bill McKay, who is a pretty coveted cover artist these days, is doing a cover. And we've got a photo cover. I have a model friend who just yesterday morning we drove about an hour north of Toronto to this fantastic site and that my photographer had picked out, and we took photos for the cover. And I'm sitting on a text message over here on another screen that he was sending me edits of the photos. So we're also going to have tiers where you can sponsor a page, and you'll get an archive print of the page and a couple of different covers. There's a couple of chances to have a cameo in the book, but mostly most of the tiers are going to be about the book, getting different copies of the book with add-ons. Like there's t-shirts. This is going to be available. T-shirts, a sheriff's badge, lapel pin, copies of my previous graphic novel, Heroes of Homeroom C. There, get the glare off of it. All kinds of stuff. I'm hoping that wrestling fans in Pittsburgh will either remember me just enough to check out the Kickstarter, or just be enough of a comic book fan that they know that Kickstarter is the place right now where the most innovative, the most different, the most it's thriving with new talent. People who are understanding that one of the best things to do when you're trying to make good comics is avoid bad publishers, and to do it, just do it yourself. And Kickstarter is an amazing forum for getting your creation out to an audience that that wants that unfettered talent to tell you their stories.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
That's great. So I see it hasn't launched yet. I set my notification on there. When are you kicking this guy off?
Yeah, Tuesday night. I'm thinking about 8 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday night. In the meantime, what you can do is you can go, Kickstarter has a feature, a pre-launch page. You mentioned clicking the notification button. You go to, I bought a URL specifically for this to make it easier for everybody. Go to kickstartthiscomic.com.
Oh, wow.
Kickstartthiscomic.com. And that'll take you to the Kickstarter pre-launch notification page. There's a button there that says notify me on launch. Click that, and next Tuesday you'll get an email to tell you that the campaign is live. We have an early bird special where the Andy Belanger cover for the book, the variant cover, is going to be available at $5 off. So it'll be $20 Canadian instead of 25, and you'll get all the digital rewards with that. And for the first 2 days of the campaign, that'll be available at $5 off. So I'm hoping that people will come in that first 48 hours and throw your money on the pile and help your Uncle Kingdom make his comic book happen.
There you go. There you go. Check it out. Yeah, it's some awesome stuff. And you got a lot of projects on here. I'm looking at your link tree. I'm looking at your Twitter profile and everything.
Yeah.
You got a podcast.
Too much on the go sometimes.
So go check all that. Your My Name is Kingdom on Twitter, and you can follow the links from there to all kinds of things that you're doing, right?
Yeah, all my social media is at My Name is Kingdom, all one word. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. The all-important Patreon. Speaking of throw some money on the pile. Hey, what's up?
Well, you heard our list at the beginning, so I encourage them to, because once you start supporting one Patreon, it's easy to throw a buck at another show. I know I'm guilty of that, and I've had to oh no, how many podcasts that I'm in projects and comics am I contributing to right now? So they make it really easy to do. Well, it was Kickstarter too, so with that I'll throw something on there, and a year later I'm like, why do I have this comic book about Hacksaw Jim Duggan in the mail now?
One of my favorite things is forgetting that I pledged to a Kickstarter.
Yes.
Because I will, I'll go to the mailbox someday, 3-4 months from now, and have a card that I have to pick something up at the post office, or have a book there, and it's like, what the fuck did I do? and then have some new comic book to read,
or international, because this happened to me a couple of times. One, it took a little bit to get the main event candle because it was from the UK, and also somebody did these great stickers, these great kind of anime looking stickers of all of the Japanese section of the AEW women's tournament that happened over COVID, and I got them like a month ago. It was like 6 months later, and that was just them coming from. It was just trying to get them through customs, apparently.
Well, for Americans, that is not a problem for my Kickstarters. I use a service up here called I think it's called Chit Chats.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, they've got a couple of offices here in Toronto. I go there with all my packages. I buy USPS stamps. I buy American postage. They load this shit into a truck, drive it across the border to Buffalo.
Oh no!
And take it to a post office. So it saves a couple of bucks on what international postage would be.
Yeah,
and it saves a bunch of time. So basically, you add an extra day, but your stuff is coming from Buffalo. So
great.
it's the benefits. I always talk about. I heard this in a documentary somewhere years ago, and that 90% of the Canadian population lives within 100 miles of the American border.
Mm-hmm.
And in this particular instance, that is very beneficial.
Yep. If you look at the map, you see all the highways are down by the border. So, because it gets, hostile if you go further north sometimes. So, no, that's great. So everybody, please go support that. I know our crew's got a great history of supporting Kickstarters and things like this. And I know we got a couple of comic fans in there. They're all talking about the cons in the chat room while we've been chatting here. So,
oh yeah, I actually this weekend I'm at Fan Expo Canada here in Toronto, which is the first. It'll be my first convention since Edmonton at the end of in like October of 2019. So it's 2 full years since I've done a convention.
Wow.
And then I'm getting ready for next year, because this is my first year. In addition to being in Artist Alley, I'm going to be hosting panels for the convention, which is a thing I've done at other conventions, but I'm going to be hosting sketch battles for Fan Expo, and then we're talking about next year me doing at least the 5 Canadian conventions that the company has: 2 here in Toronto, Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver, and then there's a handful of American shows. I wish that Informa had bought Pittsburgh, but next year there's some places: San Francisco, Denver, Chicago, Cleveland, Philly are all places that I'm thinking, can I make arrangements to do those too.
We have some inserts here from Chris LaRusso on the YouTube chat, by the way.
Chris LaRusso.
We got a quote from Samoa Joe: "Are Hamrick and Carino going to save you now?"
Oh shit!
And then I think he was probably correcting me. He also said psychosexual panic. So I don't know if that's what I said earlier, but
no, that's what you said. Okay, so Samoa Joe. Okay, here's the deal. One of the early 1PW shows. After the show, we're at the hotel. They always used to put us up in these great hotels. So some of the boys are sitting around there's a lounge, a pub, basically, of the lobby bar of this country inn. And some of the guys are sitting there playing poker. They're taking their poker real seriously. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Chris Daniels, and one other person who I currently cannot remember. At the same time, there was a Scottish kid who will go unnamed because he's one of the worst human beings who ever lived. Legit. He was leading a group of people around the hotel, just like battering people with pillows, right? They just surround you and they pummel you with pillows. And a couple of people thought it was funny, and a couple of people thought it was, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Well, anyways, at some point, he says to this group of people, hey, why don't we go into the bar and we'll get the boys playing poker? To which Steve Carino says, yeah, sure, that's a great idea.
Oh no.
On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, Carino holds everybody back. This kid runs into the bar, boom, 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 starts battering Samoa Joe, and then slowly dawns on him, no one else is here, and he turns tail and runs because he's now literally running for his life. I'm sitting at a elevated table next to this, and just what the fuck. And here's my impression of Samoa Joe. Okay, he's got his head down, shoulders up, because he's getting hit from behind, poker in his hand, cards in his hand, and he just comes up real slow, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And AJ Styles is sitting across from him, and he goes, "Now, Joe, no, what the fuck?" And he gets really fucking angry, and then somebody tells him what happened, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking murder him. And he gets up and he storms out, and the guys are like this is serious. There's hundreds of dollars on the table, and Joe abandons it. The boys abandon it because they know they got to save a guy's life. We all storm out. I'm just sitting at the table. I drinking a Carlsberg, and I just, fuck me, because I'm the booker. I gotta go save a life. I gotta go save a life of a kid I don't like. Mm-hmm. I already didn't. It's like the second set of shows. I think this was January of 2006. I already didn't like this kid. I wasn't gonna book him again because I didn't book him in the first place. Joe finds him and grabs him up like hand on throat, goozles him. They're outside this circular entrance to the right in front of the hotel, and it's got this water feature in front with all these plants. It's beautiful, and it's this clear, beautiful night, and there's like 20 guys all gathered around outside like a playground fight, waiting to see Samoa Joe pop this kid's head off like a Pez dispenser. And and that's where that line comes from. Who's going to save you now? Is Carino and Hamrick going to save you? And Carino and Hamrick are standing right there going, oh, no, we don't want any part of this. And eventually we have to step in and stop this and save this kid's life. And everybody, they all, hey, it's okay, Joe, it's okay. And the crowd starts to move back towards the bar, right? And I'm left out there with this Scottish kid, and I look at him and I say, "You're done here. Like, you're fucking fired, dude. Don't come back." And I don't want to see you at the shows 6 months from now. I don't want you thinking that everything is going to be smoothed over and you can try to get back. You're fucking done. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want this company to have anything to do with you. And I just let him know. That was it. It was done. And then 3 or 4 months later, middle of the year, I left the company, and they gave Carino the book, and Carino decided, hey, this became such a firestorm on the internet over there. Carino decided, hey man, there's money to be made, and brought the Scottish kid back in to feud with Samoa Joe. And to this day, once a year or so, I will text Carino and I'll say, why the fuck did you rehire that guy? And his response to me is always, yeah, I know. Wow. But yeah, Samoa Joe, I almost legitimately got to see Samoa Joe take a life. And it would have been making the world a better place. So yeah,
I believe this was referenced as.
I mean, would you stop him?
No. This has been referenced, I think, as Pillowgate, correct?
Yeah. It's usually called the pillow fight incident.
Oh yeah.
And there are books. Literally, there are books where like a section of a book is dedicated to this night. This is a pivotal, this is a turning point. This is a big tentpole event. in the history of 1PW, man. And yeah, and the only reason I saved this kid's life, I stepped in to stop this, was because it was my job to step in to stop this. I had already decided this kid wasn't coming back. People were complaining about him. Other workers were complaining about him. He was a tremendous douche, and literally criminally one of the worst human beings I've ever come face to face with. When I went back for the first anniversary show, Carino had to take me aside because I was doing business in the ring with this kid, and Carino had to take me aside and say, "Please don't hurt him, Kingdom." Only because I love you, Steve.
Wow.
That kid may or may not still be in jail right now in England. Yeah. Fucking garbage human being.
Wow.
Garbage human being.
Wow. Well, thank you for that story. Again, my name is Kingdom, all over social medias. Go follow that. Follow the Kickstarter that's launching next Tuesday. And that was what was that .com again? I love the .com. That's freaking genius.
Kickstartthiscomic.com. Kickstartthiscomic.com. It'll take you to the pre-launch page right now, and once the project launches, once the campaign launches, it'll take you directly to the campaign page. And I plan to keep rolling through Kickstarters, building up steam.
Yeah.
So that 2, 3, eventually 4 times a year, I'm running a Kickstarter, and I'll be hanging on to that URL. Kickstartthiscomic.com will be the fast and easy way to find out whatever I'm working on at that point.
Awesome. Go check it out. Hang with us for a minute here, Kingdom, and we'll be chatting some more wrestling, of course. But in the meantime, I want to chat about our good friends, and we made a special delivery. We made it good on our promise. Not a lot of people come in the studio for us to share the perfect pepperoni pizza. Supporting Pittsburgh podcasting and friends, our Slice on Broadway, New York City style yins are made. 4 locations here in Pittsburgh. Kingdom, you gotta try some when you come back to Pittsburgh, of course, right?
Where we got 4 locations?
Yes, right here up the street from the run. You got to visit the studio next time you come to town, because we got Slice right up the street. We got a great taco stand across. We'll do the food tour here in Beachview when you come through. And but Carnegie, East End, North Hills, wherever you might be around town. And hey, Riz gets it out in Monroeville. He's been getting it on Grubhub, of course, and I know local geographics for a national podcast, international podcast tonight. But even if that doesn't happen, if you got a good friend of the show that'll drive a pizza 6 hours to Beacon, New York, just to sit around, rewarm it, and have a good chat with friends like Mad Mike had last week.
I'm gonna say, it was still delicious.
Mm-hmm.
It was still delicious after sitting in a car for 8 hours.
And a
fridge
and a fridge and an Airbnb for a couple hours before we caught up with you.
So basically, the real question here is, Slice, why don't you deliver to Beacon?
I think we just answered the question that they do by way
of
Sorgatron, Dutter's Mobile.
Dutter's Mobile.
Yes.
She should add pizza delivery to her resume.
Yeah, I'm sure that will help out their situation. There you go. I mean, it's been years. You're the one that gave the official Bronx living New Yorker approval of it here. So and you have, I mean, you got New York pizza within reach practically for you up there. So I mean that's the way. So we're getting there. We're the next step is getting it to Seattle for Tina. So I'm trying to figure out how to get it into checked luggage. If there's anything I need to worry about there, we may have to fold it in half in order to bring it to you, but it's an opportunity either way. So so check them out. Our good friends, SliceOnBroadway.com. We're going to be right back. I don't know where we're going to talk. We'll probably do a what if, I think, Mike. Didn't you have one in the chamber from last week you wanted to do?
No, we did that.
We did that one. All right, we'll talk some more wrestling, whatever that may be, and we'll be back right after this.
For a yard, for a foot, or an inch, yeah, I fight for you all. It's the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for referee breath.
The world of pro wrestling, it's bigger than ever. So how can you possibly keep up with everything that's happening? Just pro wrestling news. Don't fear falling behind. Give us just 5 minutes every morning and we'll catch you up on the biggest news in the world of pro wrestling. No filler, no rumors, no spoilers, no pop-ups. Just pro wrestling news. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app or tell your smart speaker to play the Just Pro Wrestling News podcast. Find out more. Go to justprowrestlingnews.com.
And now a public service announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. Now, I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team effort. And if we're being completely honest, some of you need not only this mask, but this mask too.
Legendary podcast.
Watch out on the TV network on Roku.
Grind City. And you know this, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's like right place, right time, out of nowhere.
To what you're saying.
Former tag team partner coming to save.
Tony Johnson, we saw him battle Edric earlier, but this is a 2-on-1 mugging.
We are still here, Wrestling Mayhem Show. Mad Mike, The Riz, and Anthony Kingdom James back his Kickstarter at backmycomickickstarter.com. Did I get that right? No, kickstartthiscomic.com.
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 Damn, the good branding, I screwed it up. It's usually names I screw up on this show. So we've been doing a segment that may or may not be inspired by a Disney Plus series. What if last week we had a great one. What if Shawn Michaels was the third man in NWO instead of Hulk Hogan? Had a lot of fun in conversation with that. So based on what we had before, obviously, we kind of talked about getting your win back and stuff for an individual that was shorted his WWE career, which makes you wonder, what if Sting didn't get injured by Seth Rollins at that pay-per-view? How much further would they go? They were putting him in, I think, was it a championship match perhaps at that point? They're writing him into more not regular, but at least a little bit of a storylines here and there and everything. Like, what could have happened if he stuck around and didn't have that injury?
We would be in the same place.
He would be in the same place? Yes.
Sorg, 3 words. 3 words. Very simple.
No.
Yeah, it's coming, Riz.
No.
You know it's coming. 3 words. Sting versus Undertaker.
Yeah.
Had to have.
That's what would happen.
And it would have been career versus career. And that's what would have happened.
And ends in a double count out.
No, I think Taker would have gotten up to that match. I think he would have, because I'm trying to remember when. Now I'm gonna look it up to see what the Taker match was after that.
Because that was the same show where Taker had Bray. Is that correct? Bray Wyatt. That was the San Francisco show, right?
Well, it was Sting and Rollins was that Night of Champions.
Right. Well, I was talking about the Mania.
Was Mania the one with Cena?
No, I don't think so.
Squash?
Let's see, 2017. The one after that was Taker and John Cena.
Okay.
So
that one was Roman.
The unannounced throwaway match.
Yeah. The birthday present to Mad Mike. Let's not get that
There you
twisted.
go. There you go.
Yeah. So
Elias was involved in that segment, so we did have a friend of the show. Involvement.
So realistically, if Sting doesn't get hurt, it's Undertaker versus Sting at that WrestleMania.
Wow.
And they have a solid 5-minute match. It's amazing, and Sting probably beats Taker, I think.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
The WCW guy beats
I think
Taker?
so, absolutely.
Really?
No.
I think
no.
Taker.
Disagree.
I think Taker had enough respect for Sting.
Kingdom, what's your take on this?
I think that it would have been Undertaker going over and then handshakes. Because there's no loss of stature for Sting to put over Undertaker.
No.
And Undertaker is
Taker's technically the young guy in this situation, isn't he?
Yeah. and he's Vinnie Mac's boy. So they're gonna, he put over Lesnar. That's enough.
Yeah, but I mean,
he would have gone over on Sting.
Would you really want Sting to go 2 Manias in a row with loss after loss?
Depends on what you're doing with them.
But that's why he shouldn't have lost the Mania previous.
Yes, but that's not what we're discussing. That's not what we're discussing. We're discussing.
No. I was answering your question. Would you want him to lose 2 Manias in a row?
That's what I'm saying. I think Taker would put Sting over. I think he would. I think he would theoretically, but I don't think he would have realistically.
Okay.
Well, because think about it. Like, Taker didn't have many matches after this. I'm looking at it right now. He had 8 other matches. Most of them not great.
No.
If they built to Undertaker versus Sting, and if it was career versus career, I think Taker goes out on the sword, because at that point he was kind of ready to hang it up. He was ready to hang. He was. If you watch the documentary, he was ready to hang it up with the Cena match.
Everyone was a question.
Being ready to hang it up and putting Sting over are two different things. And it is not just Undertaker's decision to put Sting over. I mean, yeah, he has enough stroke that he can say this is what we're going to do if he doesn't like what's being suggested. But I honestly think that he would have put Sting over in the same way that all through time, if a forbidden door has opened, or if new talent has come in, Vince ultimately puts over the native WWF or WWE talent, because you're bringing in all these WCW guys, or you're bringing in these ECW guys, or you're bringing in whoever. Well, they're not my guys, and the WWF guys always end up having to vanquish whatever foe comes from outside. If you're going to say WWE icon versus WCW icon, then I say in the end, the Office says our guy wins.
Yeah, but that's why Triple H beats Sting. I think it works differently. I think it goes differently because theoretically Sting is losing that match against Seth Rollins as well, if he doesn't get injured in that match.
Well, I wish you joy and love in whatever this upstate New York fantasy land you're living in is.
There have been weirder results at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
There have been weirder results at WrestleMania, but Butterbean isn't here to knock anybody out this time.
How do you know? If we're spitballing, Butterbean definitely takes a shot at Taker.
Just coming over the top and hurting my feelings like everything I say.
How are you going to do this to a nice Canadian on the show here? Now we'll never get another
Sting,
one.
no, actually,
now we'll never get
Sting,
another one
Sting
back.
Wins because he's accompanied to the ring by someone who's undefeated at WrestleMania, Snooki, and it makes Taker jealous.
Brings it around.
What the fuck's the matter with you?
Beacon, New York's own.
Hey, Snooki has a better win-loss record, better winning percentage.
Mm-hmm.
This is this the kind of thing that he always comes back to, guys? Does he always?
No, not Snooki. Not Snooki. No, no. This is new.
No, this is
new.
This is just recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
well,
can
terrible.
We just say
terrible.
No matter what happened there, he's still going to AEW. He's still doing the thing.
I don't know about that.
I don't know if he's
solid. I don't know about that. No, I don't think so.
I
think he comes back for that yearly Saudi check.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
He comes to Saudi pop up.
I think if Seth Rollins doesn't try and snap him in half, that he stays. He would still be with WWE right now.
I think we get Sting versus Goldberg.
I honestly think.
No. Back at the Georgia Dome for Raw.
Yes,
on the anniversary.
Exactly.
Yes,
I'm telling you, you hate to see it, but if Sting doesn't get injured, they will put Sting against every big marquee name that is not Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar would legitimately murder that man.
Honestly, after Seth Rollins, I honestly think WWE would have just make him do whatever he wants. Like just go over there. I don't think they would.
There was no over there to go.
Or they wouldn't actually use him. They would use his name.
They would absolutely use him.
I think he would have popped up a bit
they'll
more.
Use his character. They'll use his T-shirts. They'll sell his logo everywhere. But he's not going to go do any of that.
I think a yearly Sting match at WrestleMania takes the place of a yearly Taker match.
Yeah, he's your Stingaversary, if you will.
Because Taker was done. Taker was physically broken after that Reigns match.
We just said he's older than Taker.
Yeah, but Taker's body was in worse shape.
But until
Sting is still doing good work.
Until Seth Rollins cracked him, he was in much better shape. I don't care if he's got a decade on Undertaker.
He's still in much better shape.
He's still
he's still
now,
and he hasn't had many.
In much better shape than Taker,
and he hasn't had many. But like Sting's pulling out some pretty tremendous matches. They've been tag teams, obviously, but still, you know.
And by the way, for the record, Sting is older.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sting is 62. Taker's 56.
Yeah.
So Sting's got 6 years on him.
He's
and is still doing better
62?
work.
You're saying that like one of us said the opposite.
Yeah. No, you did.
Wait.
Where?
You just said. I said I
older.
think Sting might have a decade on him.
Yes.
I
yes,
thought
he did.
people were
I
saying
believe he
Sting
did.
was older.
I believe he did. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I felt like so maybe well you could, because I think we were in maybe Sting was not as broken down as Taker.
No, he took a lot of time off.
Yeah, I mean he barely, like, he did TNA, but like he did not.
And Sting doesn't regularly do dives to the
No.
outside.
But now you're telling me a 62-year-old man is doing like somersault dives in AEW is crazy. But then again, that's probably what age Ric Flair was when he was coming off of a ladder into thumbtacks on the ECW on Sci-Fi, right?
I mean, Terry Funk.
The Terry Funk, that's true too. That's when he started doing the somersaults, was at like 60. So I mean, like why did you start the moonsault when you got your AARP card? You know,
Okay,
that's actually part of the powers you get for AARP.
Oh, really? I gotta
feel
sign up
targeted
for that.
here.
Oh.
I feel targeted
Yeah,
here.
I've been getting my AARP like mailers for like 15 years. So
I feel targeted because I was 47 when I broke out my moonsault again after 15 years. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I put you in a spot there.
Sorg, you're alienating another guest.
A literal moonsault spot, but me and Tarek, and it was a big show of the summer for Smash Wrestling a few years ago. And I said, well, we got to do something to steal this fucking show. So the guy I was managing, Sebastian Suave, was at ringside. Suave and Tarek started brawling on the outside. Security comes in. I get up in the ring, shove the ref, go to the outside on the apron, and moonsault into everybody. And then just laid there absorbing a standing ovation. There you go.
That's right. It's Barry Horowitz time. Pat myself on the back, throw out my shoulder. Yeah. Middle age is a perfect time to start moonsaulting. And
you, Terry Funk, and Sting of the same ilk. I get it.
Oh yeah. People say those three names
and Dustin Rhodes
in conjunction.
Why not throw them
all the time? You don't know how many times I've heard people just listing off, great wrestlers and saying Sting, Terry Funk, Kingdom James. It just, sometimes I just have to throw up my hands and say, come on, please. Sting doesn't belong in that conversation.
Now, are you waiting another 5 years before you break out like a code red?
How old was Ricky Morton when he first did the Canadian Destroyer?
Or Buff Bagwell.
That's my plan.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Jeez. So wait a minute. If you do a Canadian Destroyer in Canada, is this just a Destroyer?
It's just a Destroyer.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good question.
All right. That's the real interview question right there. Thank you for clarifying that. Or is it just a Destroyer with a maple leaf, just like McDonald's?
Just a Destroyer.
I think here in Canada we just call it the PD driver.
The PD driver. There you go. Not the mini pump driver, or was that what he's called when he was doing the Scott Steiner thing?
I can't remember. There was Maple Leaf Muscle in there.
Maple Leaf Muscle, Little Papa Pump.
Little Papa Pump. That's the one I'm thinking of.
And there's also Thick Mama Pump. What?
Did you say Thick?
Grace.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if I heard you, or you said Thick Mama
pump, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jordan Grace.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
her, P.D. Williams, and Scott Steiner teamed up for a trios.
That was tremendous. It feels like something that would have happened at Chikara.
Yep.
Wait, did it happen at Chikara?
No, I believe it did.
Oh, there you go. So it's one of the years we didn't go. Awesome.
Why is everything that we bring up about wrestling involve at least one person who's deeply problematic?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I think you just answered your own question.
Well, yeah, I said wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, as I always say, pro wrestling doesn't exactly attract the even-tempered people, right?
Oh, no.
So I think we all know that from experience. So
what a fucking clown
But
car.
you know one stable that's not problematic at all?
What?
The New Day.
No.
There you go.
They're wonderful. Just in general.
Yes.
That's good. Good choice. Good.
I still need to go back to the Escape the Undertaker and take on a couple of those extra.
Yes, you do.
Those alternative paths and endings there. I think Riz, did you chime in on this what if?
Yeah,
You're good. You're good.
I was the only one who said that it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's why we kind of brushed you aside. We put.
I'm sorry, but it's I don't see WWE pushing Sting like AEW is pushing Sting.
All right.
I don't.
This is pie in the sky.
I don't think anybody said they would push him. I think Mike said they would use him regularly.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm rethinking this.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We got a new take.
What have
I'm
you done?
rethinking this. I think he gets a run with the belt.
No.
I think so.
That's our show for tonight, folks.
Nope.
Thanks for tuning in.
Hold on. Hear me out. Goldberg got 2 runs with the belt.
Okay. Wait. Both recently?
Not so much a run as a short jog.
Okay. Then Sting could get a short jog with the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Easily. Absolutely, especially when there's 2 world titles.
You got champion
Absolutely.
Sting. You got champion Sting going in either Crown Jewel or WrestleMania itself. Easy.
Absolutely, and you could run Sting versus Bray Wyatt, which would be interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I really think that Sting replaces the Taker match.
Yeah, at least it is additional.
For these big weird marquee events.
The Taker.
I don't know if everybody at home is seeing all of our screens, but I'm watching Riz just slightly shake his head, like just imperceptibly, just signaling no.
And I'm sorry, there would be one dream match that would take place at a Saudi show. Absolutely. Sting versus Shawn Michaels. Easily.
We're crossing hurting my
10,000%.
I can see it.
10,000%.
I'm with you.
I don't like it either. I don't like any of what I'm saying.
And
I don't like it, but you're the one putting it into the universe.
I'm just saying this is what would have happened if Shawn can be lured back for DX versus Brothers of Destruction.
Yes.
Are you telling me he wouldn't be lured back for a one-on-one match with Sting? You're kidding yourself.
So I agree.
You're absolutely kidding yourself.
I don't think he would be your replacement Undertaker, but I agree that he would be one of your tentpole part-timers of the Brock Goldberg Taker Sting kind of situation. That I'm on board with. Like, and if he's being taken care of well there, would he go to AEW? I think he'd be too tied up to really have that conversation. So, yeah.
I had to reach down and scratch the cat. She's been lying up against the radiator. So you could currently cook an egg on my cat.
That's an interesting recipe.
Anyways, people who listen to my podcast, the Handsome Genius Club, know that what Chloe is up to at any particular moment has become a huge topic for me. I'm one of those sad middle-aged guys who adopted a cat because the pandemic was getting to him.
A pandemic cat. Jeez. We have a wonderful cat. There's a cat cafe that you need to visit if you visit Mike and Beacon there.
To be fair, the cat.
Also, I had to break up the Undertaker conversation.
Yes.
The cat cafe in Beacon has adopted over 200 cats.
There you go.
And they opened in the pandemic.
That was a perfect pandemic opening there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're all along those streets.
Yes.
So okay, let's close out the show. What did you guys learn from wrestling this week? Or even the conversations tonight?
What did I learn from wrestling? I learned that if you wait long enough, a new wrestling really is cyclical, and no matter how long a monopoly lasts, competition will arise again. And congratulations go out to Daniel Garcia on officially signing with AEW.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah. He's great. There's that set of the Buffalo Boys, him and Puff and Kevin Blackwood and Kevin. What's Kev's last name?
Bennett.
Bennett. Thank you. My God, Bennett's gonna kill me for forgetting his last name.
I'm very all four of those guys.
They were coming to Toronto pretty regularly and working Toronto through Montreal, that corridor, and fucking fantastic guys. And Garcia is smart as a fucking whip, and so skilled, so talented that I don't think he is absolutely not the last product of Grapplers Anonymous in Buffalo who is going to hit the big time like that. He's just the first, and more power to him, more power to his trainers.
Absolutely. I was introduced to all the Buffalo Boys with Revenge Pro, McChesney and Draven's group up there in Erie. And that was, and it was right before they actually had that terrible accident that I know a couple of them got messed up in. No, absolutely. It's great to see these guys. And Black was getting around too from the looks of things. And then he moved out west, I think.
Moved out to LA last
time. So, and I feel like I run into Puff everywhere at this point. So, no, absolutely. What about you, Riz?
So I actually learned this on Twitter. Age as Gerald Briscoe when he was doing the Stooge gimmick.
No. Wow.
Oh, 53, by the way.
Wow. 53.
Riz, how much would I have to pay you?
No.
Nope. You know where the sentence is going.
I know where this is going.
How much would I have to pay you to spend 2 minutes in a ring with Minoru Suzuki?
No. Probably a lot of money.
Oh, I'm sure.
You would have to pay off my bills and mortgage.
Yeah, like
for the span of my life.
Medical bills. You have to buy me a new house.
No, you wouldn't have to buy me a new house.
Car.
Just pay off the current one.
So settle your affairs is what you're asking.
Basically.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it would be required.
Yeah, if I settled your worldly affairs afterwards.
Did see that elbow he hit Bryan Danielson with, right?
I worry about Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
I don't like watching that. I worry about him.
Yeah.
I would still be in the ring, passed out.
They would have disassembled the ring around me.
Yeah.
They could just fold the canvas. They could fold the canvas around you like a shroud.
Mad Mike, what'd you learn?
The shroud of Bryan. I learned that if you have a fake WWE Championship belt and a photo booth at your wedding, people will use it to take promotional photos.
Oh, do I need to pull my pictures up again?
Yes, you do.
Okay, give me a second here. Yeah, that's definitely something that happened. By the way, the responses I've gotten from this. Somebody said that somebody said that I look. What was it? I looked like the promote. I looked like the guy that's like that is. Hold on, I gotta find Joe Dombrowski's thing on this. Yeah, no. Well, first of all, we're taking a lot of pictures because when are we in suits? First of all, and this is what I ended up
dates.
with. What's that? Court dates. Yes.
Court dates.
Court dates, and I don't think I even dressed this well for court. But there's the pictures from the photo booth that wife of the show put together for me in a nice new cover.
You look like a manager in the late 90s or early 90s.
Jeez.
You look like the guy whose dad owns the promotion.
I think I look like the promoter that put the belt on himself. So
no, I'm assuming that the promoter is not a worker, but his son is an aspiring.
Well, let's see. Here's what I got out of this. Joe Dombrowski chimed in, says you look like an early '90s indie dying territory manager that watched way too much Captain Lou Albano.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and also you look like Dr. Feelbad. So within the last month, I have been told I look like Dr.
I'm glad somebody else said it, so I didn't have
so
to.
in the last month,
in
the last month,
fortunate.
I've been told. Well, first of all, I got a much nicer head of hair. Here you go. There's hold on. Where's my see? I mean, I'm sorry. I got this on Feelbad. At least it's all hanging in there. For me, so they got that on him. But also twice now I've been told I look like Shirley Doe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
One was From Behind. I'm like, so that's it's been curious.
You look like the reverse of Shirley Doe.
The reverse of Shirley Doe? Am I?
Shirley don't?
God.
Wow.
So I responded after the Ride Show because I heard it for the second time. And I said, I am not Shirley Doe. And he responds on Twitter, you surely are not. You definitely are not.
That's the answer.
And then I tweeted,
you surely are not.
You surely are not.
But I don't think that's what he said.
Shirley.
But and then I posted my dog in the coming days, and he has the same dog as I do.
No, he doesn't.
He does. He has a yes. You don't know this? You haven't seen Cubby? So take Wicket, and if you took Wicket and said and changed it into an alternative version of my dog, that is definitely the one that would belong to Shirley Doe, because it's got a little bit of the snaggletooth thing and it looks like it wants to kill you. So it's like you know what? I'm just gonna have to get my dog and we're just gonna take a picture next to each other holding our dogs and just see what comes of it.
Take a picture of your backs. So we have to guess which one's which.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the only solution.
I don't know what this is a solution to.
Around to see if anybody knows.
Jeez, and I'm sorry. There's really those local. I think mostly a Pittsburgh known fellow. Well, he was also in England. Oh no, he was in Japan. He was the one that made sure Balls Mahoney didn't die.
He worked for the indie company with the single greatest moniker in professional wrestling history. He worked for a company called Fighting's Ultimate Crazy Kings.
Fuck.
And I'll let that settle.
There you go. Let everybody digest that one. Kingdom, I think we had yours. Mike, I think we had yours. I think we got everybody's, right? Did I miss anybody? No?
No.
That's it. That's it. I lose track as we go down these rat holes. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Kingdom. One more time, where can people check out your stuff?
On all social media, they can find me at My Name is Kingdom. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. And for the upcoming Kickstarter, I've made it easy for everybody. Just go to kickstartthiscomic.com.
There you go. Go check it out. I got my notification in. And I'll probably be putting in for at least the digital of that guy. You doing digitals or just hard copies?
No, doing digitals. Digitals are $7 Canadian. The hard copy, the standard edition, will be 15 Canadian, and it'll include all the digital rewards as well.
There you go. Check it out. Mad Mike 483 on the tweeters.
Yeah, I'm gonna. God help me, I'm gonna watch an Impact pay-per-view this weekend.
I'm gonna buy you.
Sold
I
out,
I am buying Mad Mike the pay-per-view to watch.
Oh,
in
dude!
Celebration of him being unblocked by Impact Wrestling.
I don't even know what else is on the show. I don't want to know.
Yeah, I know. I love you to just live tweet it cold.
I don't want to know.
Live tweet it cold. I'm busy. I'm busy doing an MMA event on Saturdays, so you're gonna watch it live, or at least live-ish eventually.
I will watch it at some point, and I will live tweet it.
We'll be catching it the next day. It's on Fight. I think it's a $40 pay-per-view. Not too bad, but I mean, there's gonna be a lot of stuff. Josh Alexander.
No, don't tell me.
Don't
tell me.
I mean, you don't know
know.
You know, Josh Alexander is on the show.
I don't want to know the rest of the
you
card.
know who Josh Alexander is?
Yeah, but it's
Vaguely.
Not the rest of the,
Vaguely.
It's not the rest of the card.
No,
it's
no.
the main event.
I don't want, it is a one-match card for me.
Yeah. He's in a big
What's
iconic.
What's that match?
Well, I'll give you a hint. The match will inspire.
Is that how we're doing it now? Well, you don't know what the match is. You just know they're there, don't you?
No, they're facing Decay.
Okay.
I love me some Decay.
Do you know
too.
who Decay is?
Yeah, Sorg.
I don't.
I know.
There's been some changes.
I reviewed Impact for years. I know who Decay is.
Okay. Well, I think there's some. I think
it's Havoc and Rosemary.
Yeah. Was Havoc
I
part
know
of
who
Decay back
Decay
then?
is.
I thought she was a new member. So.
Oh,
I could
maybe
be
it's
wrong.
a different Havoc that I'm thinking of.
No, Jessica Havoc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of.
That's one. Okay. I couldn't remember
Yeah.
if that was in your era or not.
Yeah, it's Havoc, Rosemary, and Crazy Steve.
Yes, and Black Taurus.
Oh,
and,
I forgot Black Taurus. Yes.
And I feel like there's another
How
one.
is
in there.
that?
I did watch one Impact pay-per-view earlier this year.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't want to know what the rest of the card is.
Cool.
I am watching for one match, and then the rest of the card has to impress me.
Cool. There might be some friends of the show on there too. I'm not sure.
Who knows?
I haven't
We'll
kept
see.
up because I know one has. Actually,
There's no way to know.
Well, I'll plug that in a moment. Riz plays games on Twitch, of course.
Of course, I'm going to be playing games. September's over, so you have to pay full price now.
Uh-oh.
It's only
September.
like
September,
$5 a month.
correct?
It's fine.
And then I'm at Sorgatron on the Twitter. Programming notes. We are scheduled. I think he made it back from Jamaica. Well, yes, I saw him this weekend. Jeez, he teamed up with Warhorse on Saturday night. I directed the show, and I forgot who's on it. But that's what happens. So Beastman is scheduled to come in next week again. This time
He's actually scheduled.
This time scheduled, not just showing up at my
know
door
what- you
during
know
the
what that
show.
means, right?
What?
He's not going to show.
I mean, you know what?
Oh,
Probably.
yeah. Hit that sweet NCNS.
So we're
No
going to talk.
call, no show.
We're going to talk about. I'm sure we'll talk more about his recent signing with MLW. We had him on like a day after last time. He had a vacation in Jamaica, and he teamed up with Warhorse. So Beast Horse is a thing, and so we'll ask about all of that and so much more. And I'm sure, and we'll check in on the status of Andre the Giant alive and well in Myrtle Beach at a massage parlor. Listened to about 3 episodes ago to make any semblance of that sentence. Also, we have just scheduled for the first, I believe it's November 2nd. We will have Pretty Proper on the show. Speaking of somebody who may or may not be on an Impact Wrestling pay-per-view that Mike will be watching this weekend. So we'll talk about all the places that Frost has been, breaking the NWA pay-per-view. I had a great conversation with her about that a couple of times. And Impact Wrestling, Peanut Butter. Did I mention Peanut Butter? And so much more. Because I know the Savage Gentleman's been having some peanut butter belt feuds with Lance Archer recently.
The sword?
Yes.
The Butterfinger belt.
The Butterfinger belt. Yes, I'm sorry. So
nobody better lay a finger on it.
I'm also going to find out if he toured that Butterfinger plant that I found in Chicago that I kept sending him pictures of. And we got a bunch of other great guys. Rev Ron Hunt is scheduled in November. Great Success. We're probably going to do an Indie Mayhem show with the entire faction. Joey Sensori, who has a win over recently against some guy named Lee Moriarty. Successful Saint. Why am I forgetting his name right now?
Jordan
Styles. Oh, it's a late show. And the great Alexander. That's the faction that's making a lot of waves over there at Rise Wrestling. So, and all the other great stuff that we have going on during the month here for the Wrestling Mayhem show. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kingdom, for joining me. Thank you, our audience. We'll see you guys next time. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.